Hey, do you want to know how we wrote the song Halfway in a Dream?
Do I?
Oh, no, I'm not talking to you.
Oh.
I'm talking to them.
Oh, this is, yeah. Okay, right.
Well, that's what we're going to talk about today. I'm Brent.
And this has been.
And we're going to talk about Halfway in a Dream.
So stick around after these brief messages.
And we're back. So Ben, tell me about the origin of the song. Like, walk me through the day that it did not exist to the point that it existed.
Wow. Yeah, that was a day. We started on this long journey, and there was many obstacles in our path, and we conquered many dragons, and we came out with the prize, which is a file that will generate us royalties.
So that's not how I saw that day happening in my memory.
Yeah, how did it happen in your memory?
I don't remember any dragons.
Okay, here's another thing I remember. I remember we were in Nashville, and we were staying in, I think it was a Hilton, but it was on East Nashville, I think, or no, West Nashville. We had gone there to co-write with a few folks, and one of them was Ben Kramer from the band Old Tea Brigade.
Yeah.
We went into his studio. He had this cool backyard studio that was all like blacked out and long, and there weren't a lot of windows. I don't think there were any windows, but it was a hot July day, and we walked through the thresh of the door, and it was immediately cool and dark, and when we shut the door, it was like we were in a different place.
So this is us sitting with Ben in the studio, getting started on writing Halfway in a Dream.
That's nice. Yeah. What if you repeat? You try to bring back in like the da-da-da-da.
Oh, yeah.
Like kind of lock in that melody.
Oh, yeah.
It's interesting to listen back to it because sometimes it's such a long time between when the song was like originated and when it was completed, and even more now that we're talking back about it. It's interesting to go back and see what the form of it was whenever it was immediately like born into the world, and how similar it stayed. Because sometimes they change a lot, but this stayed pretty similar.
Yeah, this song we wrote very much like, this is part A, let's find part B.
Mm-hmm.
This is part B, let's figure out this pattern that they're going to go in, and let's just go in that direction. And it was very much written from start to finish.
And how's that different than normal for us?
The somewhat typical way we write is we just find a bunch of different parts and we try to piece them all together, or we try to figure out how they can flow from one part to another. And this one is different in the way where we found a part we liked and we just built the song from there, from part A to part B to part C.
Instead of exploring all those other parts?
Instead of exploring all the other parts, we just kind of went from one to the next.
And did you like that?
I like all the ways of writing it. Yeah, I do. I think each song calls for a different way to be written in its own way, and I liked how this one came about for sure. Writing with someone new was just a fun experience. Writing this whole song was a fun experience.
Yeah.
And I think we came out with something that was unique to what we had written prior to this, and and had just like had some new life to it.
Yeah.
We haven't parted 'cause we never met. It's the background all we get. I try to reach you, communicate or run away. Haven't spoke since New Year's Day. try to reach you. Something is wrong. I try to keep you.
So one thing we did with this song that we don't typically do is that we recorded a demo of it the day we wrote it.
Oh yeah, and that will show us what it sounded like the day we wrote it. Because I have forgotten. But that's pretty cool that we have that piece of archival information to resource.
It is. Let's play a little bit of it.
Yeah, why not?
Better next time. 10 years I haven't slept, apologizing for all that's left. I wanna tell you, there's something wrong up before dawn. I wanna help you. There's something wrong leaving that door.
So for this song, it's a fairly small song in the production of it. It's 2 guitar parts. We have one in the left ear, one in the right ear. And there's a piano. And there's a guitar swell. And some electrics that are playing on the ones. And some bass and drums. It's a pretty straightforward song with a bunch of harmonies and oohs.
Mm-hmm.
There's not a whole lot to it, which is nice because typically I think we tend to try and see how much we can cram in there. And for this, I think for a lot of this album, we tried to pare that back and just go with the essentials. I think the last thing we recorded on the song was this little sound right here. That is Henry Brill, our producer, playing the electric in the studio. We were polishing it off. He says he's the king of playing the one note. And so he played this one note in the song. It actually ended up being 2 notes. There's one that's kind of a dissonant note that he was playing the wrong note, but it sounded really cool, and so we had it coming and going throughout the song in certain parts to just add a little bit of tension. But I really love that dissonant note that comes in. All right, Ben, you want to jump into some lyrics?
I knew you were going to ask that, and I was already thinking about what I would say. You mentioned previously about how we never record a demo in the same day that we write a song, and the reason we were able to do that is because all the lyrics were pretty much written
the day of the song.
And as such, I really do not recollect a lot of that experience. So I'm sure if I could just drop myself deep down into my subconscious, I could tell you all the reasons why. But I think the short form answer is, I think I've already said it. I don't really remember. I don't think there's a lot I can say about the lyrics because a lot of them we were with Ben Kramer too. I remember asking you this question. I remember thinking it. Maybe I didn't ask you, but I remember after, because this was one of the first co-writing sessions we had ever done, and it was such a different experience because it was the first time there was lyrics being like boomerang back to me in like a moment by moment timeline, and that totally morphed the dance that I was doing.
Yeah. It's hard to tell what came from who.
Yeah.
And it just kind of all blended together.
Yeah. And then I think I even asked you after, I was like, where did I come up with that, or did he come up with that, or it doesn't matter, but like it just just to kind of get a bearing on the experience, because it felt really good.
Yeah.
But no, I don't think I have anything to say about lyrics other than that.
Yeah, this song it's a hard song to talk about because it was written so fast that there's not a lot of it. It was written and it didn't change much, and there's no like, oh hey, here's where it came from, here's where it is now. It's just it was done.
Yeah.
The lyrics were written quick.
I've noticed in myself, whenever I am in a flow state, I don't remember the particulars as much.
Yeah. It just kind of happens.
Mm-hmm.
What is your favorite part of the song?
I'm sure I could come up with something different, but the first thing that came to my mind was what we were just talking about, is like how quickly it happened. I mean, I don't know if you meant like part of it or whatever, but remembering how quick it happened. And I think the reason I say that is because the longer I sit on something, the more attached I get to particular parts of it and particular ideas. And it's then hard for me to let that go. But whenever I can do something quickly, I don't get attached to how it should be. I'm just in the process of the making of the thing. And that was the end of the sentence, making of the thing.
I think my favorite part of the song is, I love how quickly it came together, but I also love those the ooh part, ooh, and all the harmonies we added to that and the stacks.
You know, it's interesting and fun to go back and listen to this stuff, because for me, you know, once it's all done, you forget all the little parts of it. You know, all like the particulars of what the piano part sounds like or something, or like the tone in the voices or something, because it's all happening at once whenever you're listening to the final track.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I guess to end it, like and subscribe.
That's the best way to end anything.
Yeah.
Sometimes when I'm in a conversation and I'm done with the conversation, I'll just say like and subscribe, and then I'll walk away.
I want to end all of my interactions that way from now on.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, everyone, thanks for tuning in. Like and subscribe.
Make sure you like it, and make sure that you subscribe to it,
because we want to be
liked
and subscribed to. That's the end.
Do you feel like you're halfway in a dream?
Only 25%. Only a 25% in a dream.
Yeah, but that's not very lyrical, is it?
No, it's not. We could try it though.
25.
But you know me, I'm always 25% in a dream. But you know me, I'm always 25% in between.
That works.
It actually is not too bad.
It's not. I hear a remix happening.
Ooh, yeah. Get Ben Kramer on the phone.